Hey guys, welcome back to Adventures with Edna. I'm Chris. Ness has the weekend off. You ever start a simple project and then it just doesn't go the way that it was supposed to? Well, that's what happened today. Mistakes were made. So, my plan was to jack Edna up real quick, pick the flattest spot on my driveway, which is not saying much because there's nothing's flat over here. The truck leans no matter where you're at it. However, I did back it up over there to try to get the front end level, level-ish, to try to play with the alignment real quick. I didn't think it was going to take that long. I didn't think it was going to be worth filming for you guys to just watch. But we didn't even get beyond getting Edna in there, because that's where the problem started. Didn't even get the jack stands under it yet, and I thought I had the jack underneath the axle like I normally do and secure, and I got her up almost to about where I was going to have her, and she slipped off the jack. And when that happened, it narrowly avoided the oil pan. The handle hit the front of Edna right there, so now we have another body panel to fix before we put the bumper back on. But the big problem is this: the crank pulley, because it's now squashed. So it looks like this now. Which is not good at all. So obviously we got to fix it, because we can't exactly drive Edna with no crank pulley. Now, what we're going to do is, first off, we made some checks. Luckily, this pulley was really easy to take off. I didn't need any pullers. All I had to do was pull the bolt and then lightly tap it off using my dead blow hammer. And we started up Edna to take a look at the crank itself once the pulley was off and make sure that there wasn't any run out, it didn't get bent or anything. So now the things that we got to do are straighten the front end out, which is minor in comparison to this pulley issue. The pulley may or may not be destroyed. I did try to tap on it a little bit while it was still in the truck to see if it was possible to straighten it out. It's not an in the truck job, so we had to take it off. Now, what the plan is we're going to take this to a friend of mine's house who happens to have a lathe and torches and lots of stuff that we can beat on this with. And we're going to do that tomorrow. And we're going to see if we can straighten this out. Luckily, the lathe comes in handy because we can check the trueness once we try to get this hammered out. And hopefully, we can reuse this one. There's a good chance we're going to have to replace it, but we're going to try to fix it because that's what we do around here. A new one of these is about $150, and there's nothing really special about it. And we don't even need this outer pulley anymore now that we have electric fans. Fan. Singular. So we're going to clean this up a little bit. I guess while it's off, we might as well clean behind it on the timing cover. see if we can get it straightened out. So hopefully tomorrow will go over well. I'm going to have to get a lot of dirt off the back of this thing because it's probably not been off since the last rebuild. Again, as you can tell, this engine was painted blue at one time, long time ago. So, now that you guys know what's going on, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, we're back. It's the next day, and our situation has greatly improved. Threw out some feelers, and Philip at County Line Rods hooked us up with this pulley here. It's not perfect, but we're more concerned about this one because we don't use this one. So what our plan is now is we're going to take this one and the original, which I've cleaned up, to my friend Doug's house, and we're going to put this on a lathe. We're going to clean it up, spin it, make sure it's good and true, and as long as it's good enough to be repaired, we've made a major improvement over what we were looking at yesterday. So hopefully that's going to work out. If that one doesn't work out, we've got another plan where I have another friend who you guys have seen before with the green tea bucket in some of the cars and coffee videos, and he also has a pulley. So if we can't make this one work, we can go that route too. So fingers crossed. We'll be back when we get to Doug's.
Later.
It's got run out, but it's not. It's got a hell of a bend in it now. Yeah, I was looking at this. When you start looking at that, it's got a hell of a bend in it right there.
I think that'd be.
It's not nearly as bad as yours. Well, we can nurse it out. It's just a matter of playing with it.
Yeah.
Head blue stays on the leg.
Oh yeah, it's got the copper end on it,
Mm-hmm.
or brass.
Oh, you'd like them if you had one.
We're seeing it makes it.
On the free. On the
Wow, that's 100 times better just right there.
shock a little load out of it. While it's under pressure.
Yeah.
I ain't hardly hitting it. Watch some who operate a drill press. I mean, a bench press, and they'll push something down and they'll release it.
Yeah.
You know, you get it back to where it started. You know, and people need to see that. I try to not.
Yeah,
It ain't so bad compared to what it was, is it?
Yeah, that's a major improvement just by itself.
Yes.
So basically what you're doing now is you've kind of got it offset a little bit to...
Yeah, I'm just trying to influence that one spot right there.
Okay.
That's all I'm trying to do.
It's funny how easily it looks like it moves once you start trying to do that. Huge press will do that.
Oh, I got it. I got it. Get it. It's like I say, it's Interesting how easily influenceable a piece of metal can be. Who's hitting something with the side of a hammer? Just heats up your hammer. That's a crutch hammer anyways. Done abandoned.
I think so.
Paid them for some little saddle for something. Technically, other than this dent, that you could ignore, but other than this dent, that's the spot that needs attention now.
Yeah, one of the issues I had at first when it was still in the truck was it was going to hit the timing mark when it came around. So it's like I couldn't even turn the engine. It's like a...
It's handy. This kink, see, just getting this kink out of it coming up is pulling it back. See,
Mm-hmm.
it's all there. It ain't going nowhere. You just got to convince it to go back where it wants to, or needs to. Try to bounce it lightly into place.
And then you want me to sit it
right on that peak.
right there?
Yep. There. Oh. I don't want to talk about that, does it? All right. How about you hold it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I am going to flail on it, so be forewarned. Oh. See, I ain't beating the hell out of it. You see, I'm coming from only here.
Yeah.
And look at how much of that's already.
Yeah, it's really smoothing out.
People always ask me, why you got a big, that other hammer I'm using over here, it stays on the welding table. Why you got a big hammer? Why don't you use a little hammer? You don't have to wail on something with a big hammer. You just tap on it. It moves it. Run your finger over that.
Yeah, it's just got that little wow right there in the belt area. It's coming along good.
You need to try to catch that spot right there to get more of a definition like this in that spot there. Might be able to do that. Let's see, this might be too, that's too big. I think I need that same piece we had earlier.
Okay.
I need to get smaller. Come push this way.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Nope, that ain't gonna do it either. That's hitting here. That's too big in diameter. All right. Okay. Now keep that angle and keep it tight this way.
Okay.
Let's see if I can. Trying to just feel and find the high spot, but roll it just a hair. There you go. All right, let's look at it. See how much we're moving. All right, let's go again. Got to be just to the side of where that one was. It'll never be perfect, but we can get it pretty close. just kind of hold it floating like that right there. So it's just kind of supporting this, not so tight up against the.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give it a lick. Getting somewhere. It's getting better. A little spot there we'll have to correct, but we'll have to make a tool to correct that. That'll be easy to do. Try something. I'm just gonna. Nope. It's got. If it had more mass, then you could just get it to walk a little.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna put it back in the press. We must be doing something because I got to raise the press up higher than what it was when I took it out.
Yeah.
We must be making progress with getting it where we want it. That's another reason not to go wild with raising the press up. You got a judge go back to just left. I bought this thing. I said, man, I've been wanting to press forever. Man, I'll use the hell. I bet I ain't used it 100 times, and I've had it since '85.
But it's there when you need it.
But you know what? When I use it, it's just like this. It works. It does the job. Oh yeah. It does the job. That's all that matters. Well, we can keep pecking on it. We can keep moving it. We can get it closer and closer. But there's also a point of diminishing returns. All right, it looks like to me, right there and right there, it looks like it's like that's high and that's high versus that's low, but that's still lower than this, but that's higher than this. Does that make sense? Are you seeing what I'm seeing too? All right. Watch out for your sore toe. All the matter is just playing with it. You don't look like you're hitting it hard enough to move it, but every lick moves.
Yeah.
We'll put it in blade and see what we've got. Just that one spot right there. Aggravating. Or no thought. Take that hammer and give that just one good square right there. One good square even lick. One more. Yeah, see, I'm getting that back now. See, I'm picking that back up. That's real good right there. Only deviation we got is right in there. We can make a little tool to work on that a little bit if we need to. It'd be fun to make. See, when you run your finger over the back of it, see it's got like a high spot right there. And
Yeah.
it's got a low spot. You got to feel it off.
Yeah, you can see it. Like you can see it from there where it's low.
So what I need is a little C-shaped tool that you can hit here and it'll push there.
Mm-hmm.
I take a piece of plate and cut a C-notch in it. Make a little tool. No problem. Put it in a lathe. On a lathe, and one. Oh man, a nice lathe. I wish I had that lathe. Love that. I'll frame this one. What's wrong with that? It's got one little high spot. His lathe, so this one you got to change the belt into different pulleys, different grooves. His lathe, you just turn the knobs. You can switch it down. You can literally watch it turn. It's so slow. I'm trying to get that booger off. Most of
Yeah, I think that's where the jack hit it. Is the
what I was worried about is this side over here and the possibility of the belt snagging.
mm-hmm.
Probably would never, but I was more worried about that than I was about.
What's kind of weird is you really don't run the belt that tight on it.
No, it don't.
Because it goes around the four, your alternator and both water pumps.
Right.
Like you'd probably have to He-Man the hell out of it just to even get it what you would think a belt would be.
That'll mark the highs, not mark the lows. See the big shiny spot right there where the high is, and the big shiny spot where the high is. I'm gonna tell you what, I'm for sure I wouldn't just run it like it is. We'll play with it a little more so we can get those back a little. But tell you, I'm happy that it's where it needs to be. Oh, it's coming out. I've wanted a lathe as long as I can remember. My neighbor across the street was getting ill and offered me his, and I didn't buy it. It was a small one. I'm sure it wasn't a Atlas. I'm sure it was a far better because he was a retired Delta Airlines machinist.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure it was a far better unit than this. But $400 with all the accessories, tooling, everything to go with it, and I didn't buy it.
Yeah.
And I've kicked myself ever since. I paid $1,200 for this one. But when I bought it, every inch of it was brand new.
Oh, really? That way the end of the table isn't...
Because it will bounce. Okay. Now, one when we get it going, I want you to lick it just the way I tell you. Give that a good lick. All right, good lick. All right, feel that. Took that big bump out of it.
Yeah.
All right, you see how I did that?
Mm-hmm.
I hit it here, and I hit it here.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not hit it there.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to explain to you about straightening the fender. Don't hit the spot you want to move the most. All right, do it again. Not as hard on this one, just good lick. Right there, just a kind of a medium lick. Perfect. All right, one thing I see, I've got one little spot right there that I want to file. That's a booger. You'll run your finger over it and feel the heights on it.
Yeah.
I think it's done, but feel the height where the belt rides.
Yeah.
I think the belt's level.
Yeah, I think the belt will do good.
I just want to get that little nick off of it so it don't bite the belt off.
Yeah.
Oh, my neatly organized pile here.
Mm-hmm.
You got teeth and you got teeth. So you can literally put it against and file without filing this. Or you take a regular file, got teeth on all four sides, that's a standard file.
Yeah.
You'll have it a notch cut in it. Can't hold it, file it, angle to dangle. All right, you gonna be the feeler. Come feel it.
Yeah, I don't feel any burrs now. Those are gone. Yeah, that feels pretty good in there. I don't think it's going to catch anything now.
I mean, this is the only thing was bent. The only thing we were dealing with.
Yeah, even if you take it and you kind of like you spin it around that way, it looks pretty similar all the way around. And spot weld it in.
I know this is hold it. Pick on a little bit more, but I believe it's got a little bit of a spot right there. You can see the little shiny point.
Mm-hmm.
I think we ought to try to tap that down just a hair, and maybe this spot here, just a hair.
Yeah, you can see it now that like if you hold it in the light.
Right, right. That's why I cleaned it to get a good surface reflection.
Yeah.
See what we could see. See? Don't go wild with it, just give me a lick. Okay, one more. One more. One more. Not as prominent as they were. A lick right there. Pretty good little lick. Yep. Oh yeah. It's definitely better. All right, you make the call.
It feels pretty nice now. I think the belt will ride through there good and smooth. I don't see any kind of wow in it.
No. The two little spots are down now.
Yeah.
And the flange seems to be pretty close to accurate. I really like to say, when I saw the pictures, I thought it was folded. I didn't think it was just bent.
That must be the timing mark on it, because see, that and that.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You know how to do that? We'll fix that. So that you. Well. People look at that and say, "Look at the wood base on there." All right, you see, come here. You see that? You see that skate across that?
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to put a V in it that you can identify. There's your point, and it's off. It might be off 1 degree, but you can find it. At least you ain't got to hunt it.
Yeah.
That all right with you?
That's all right with me. Like it never happened.
2,000 years later.
All right, we're back. It's the next day. I thought maybe we could try to get in here and clean this off a little bit before we put the pulley on, but that's not looking super great. It looks terrible. There's so much buildup on here. All this is what's normally hidden behind the pulley that you can't really see or get to. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the parts with Doug. Doug is a wealth of knowledge and skill, and I talk to him pretty much every day through text message. He's one of those guys who's got really great stories. And Mary and I had a great time with him and his wife yesterday while we were over there. Even after we got the pulley straightened out, we still stuck around for probably another 2 hours and just hung out and talked with him and his wife about all kinds of stuff, from cooking to car stuff. Learned about a lot of stuff that they've done in their lifetime, which was really, really cool. Could have made a whole episode just out of that. Just hearing Doug's adventures. But he really helped out a lot. I think that was a lot more interesting than if we had just bought another pulley and put it on. We're operating on a less than shoestring budget to some of these videos, especially when you get a really unexpected screw up like that kind of ruins everything. Oil pan underneath is pretty oily. I can't see this very well. You guys actually probably have a better view being under the truck, but I can reach it better from above the truck. Unfortunately, I'm out of carb cleaner. I can't just spray it down. I suppose I could run to the store, but we're also fighting against the rain today because we've got like an hour to get this done. This is now a 3-day project to some extent, because Friday, the whole plan was to go to Home Depot, and I was going to jump under the truck real quick to do this, or not this, but to play with the alignment before we went. Get under here with you guys. And man, it looks really terrible right there. That's a lot of buildup. It's just raining. Yeah, but my whole plan Friday was I was going to do some painting. So I was going to run to Home Depot and get some paint. And then this had to happen. Looks like we do have a bit of a leak here. I'm a little scared to do an oil. Like, I would like to take this whole pan off. Maybe rebuild the oil pump just for peace of mind. And change out this pan gasket so we don't have any leaks under here. But I'm a little hesitant to do it, especially considering I don't exactly have the best work environment. And now we've learned that how easily Edna can fall off the jacks over here. I'm going to have to do some serious cleaning to get this brush cleaned up after this job. Alright, I guess that's good enough for the girls we date. Gross. What's funny about my current locations and what's funny about my current location is that I can't actually see what I'm doing. So I'm actually looking at the camera as I do all this. I kind of like that the keyway is on the bottom here, because that'll make it easier to line up the pulley when I put it back on, because it doesn't just slide on. I'll have to actually tap it on. So as you can see, it goes a good inch before you get to the pin. So you got to have that lined up. That's important. You don't want to get it halfway on and then it don't go on any further because you don't have your pin lined up. So we got our pulley all ready to go back on. Major improvement over how it was looking before. And it's straight. The whole thing is that I have to tap it on, but I have to line up that groove perfectly. So as long as I line that up, it should go right on. But the problem is you get it an inch on before it gets to the pin. So I've got it facing down. throw it right in the dirt.
From here, you can see the little crack.
Little crack.
Yeah, on the black thing. The indention.
Oh. Now I have to hope that I've got these two things lined up, although I can't see them very well. Yeah, the hammer's all sticky since it's got paint on it.
So if you start getting recorded, would go on here.
I don't know. Actually, it might have just went on.
It is a lot. Here, that's what
Well, that went way easier than I was expecting. Although I messed up the paint. I've got two big thumb marks on it now. Is it moving at all?
Yeah.
So it's still not on all the way.
You're almost there. I think that's it.
Yeah, it sounds more solid now.
There you go.
Alright, I need the big nut that's sitting up here and the ratchet. Big nut and washer, or big bolt and washer. I can't get it to start. Oh, I'm not even in the hole. My hand's already getting tired and I haven't even got it started yet. There we go. Will you put the emergency brake on?
Yeah. You pull it up or down?
Up. Give it a big jerk. Okay.
I need to put anything on top.
What's that?
I need to put anything on.
I guess we'll find out. Maybe put that block of wood underneath the wheel. How much did the truck move?
About an inch at least. The one up here.
Yeah, there should be a wooden block up there. Doesn't matter. Just well in the front of the wheel. Just I thought you meant like what wheel do you put it under?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fine. I fell off. Not on. I'm not even close to being on. What do you think that was? Do you think that was one or two Ooga Doogas? I'm just kidding. All right. We're done under here. What's that? And tighten it up. And then she's fixed. Allegedly. All right, if you want to go over there, I'm going to work from over here. Yeah, it's original green paint, and that's the primer he put on when he did some welding in here. You mind directing onto that water pump there?
Does it go over that way?
Yeah. Just hold that there. No, not that one. That one. Now, what we do is we tighten the belt. Oh, hang on, bro. I don't need to do that. That would suck. So we have a vacuum.
That's why I was asking. Where are you trying to get it?
How's that?
Yeah, you're not hitting anything over here. It's on the thing.
All right. You think you can hold that there while I come over there? I've got a pretty good bit of pressure on it.
Just broke it.
The belt seems good, so that's the important thing. All right, you can let go. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna get the keys, and we'll see how she does. How's it look? I think it looks pretty good because you can see how smooth the belt looks. See, the belt's not jumping or anything. It looks good. You never know that thing was bent. All right, I feel really good about that. All right, I guess now that's the problem. Where'd our block of wood go? Let's see if we can straighten this out a little bit. See, it's got a little bit where it pinched right there. Does it look any different than when we started? What do you think? I mean, I still got a ways to go, but am I doing anything? I don't know if I've changed anything or not. It's so flexible when you hit it, because it's just knocking my hand away, even with the dolly. I might need to consult with Doug on this. The pinch isn't real big. Well, I mean the where it rolls under here, it's not as big as like the fenders are.
You put the bumper back on and it anyway.
Not really, because the curve should be nicely spaced across here, I believe. So it may be very noticeable. Looks like Chance got a little more overspray over here than I thought. Well, no, it's wiping off with my finger. I guess it's dry spray. Alright, so I figured taking a test drive was definitely a must. I want to make sure we don't feel any engine vibrations or anything while we're going along. Plus, I did actually change the alignment a little bit the other day after the pulley got smashed. So far it feels better. When I pulled out of the driveway, it came back to center, which it wasn't doing before, but it felt good going down the road. But when I drove it, I didn't want to drive it all week because it rained the whole week, and it wasn't fun. Like it was all over the place on the road, so I was able to tell that it was a little too pigeon-toed, so we had to bring it out a little bit. So I brought it out and messed with that. It feels better right now, so I'm glad about that. Still not a proper alignment, probably still not even close, so we do have to address that on flat ground somewhere. Now, I think I failed to mention this in the beginning of the video. We did have where I was jacking it up. I didn't mention that. I did have a couple people, I posted this in the comments on one of the Facebook groups for F1s of why didn't you get the jack stands under there? But I didn't get that far. Like I was still in the process of putting it in the air when it fell off the jack stands. And so it was kind of a fluke occurrence. That'll definitely keep you looking a little closer in the future. So that's hopefully we don't have that happen again. Because that pretty much put us down for 3 days. This whole video is, most of our videos happen in one day. The vast majority of them do. There's very few that have taken more than a day. But this one took, it happened Friday. We got the pulley fixed Saturday, and we got the pulley back on today. Because it was after dark by the time we got back home last night with the pulley. And, we don't exactly have a good workspace that's well lighted. So, I actually have a lot of people to thank along this video. This is kind of one of those situations where you realize how many people were out there helping you. First off, I talked to Dylan at Creative Custom. I got some advice from him, so thank you, Dylan. I got some advice from Daniel at Petty's Garage, so thanks to him. We got that extra pulley from Philip at County Line Rod, so that was pretty awesome. That was my first time meeting him. I've talked to him online a few times, but it was really cool. He gave us a shop tour out there. That was really awesome. I also thank you to Al, who took the time to try to get that other pulley off of the crank for us. So thank you, Al, for that. I would have liked to have he was at a swap meet yesterday at the carb shop, which I would have really liked to have gone to, but obviously we weren't going anywhere with no crank pulley, so we didn't get to hit that. I haven't really got to go to any real good swap meets in years, I don't think. And then most importantly, I want to thank Doug. Doug is, like I said, is a wealth of knowledge. I don't know what I was expecting when I went over there. I was expecting torches and lots of hammers and stuff like that, but he really kind of precision tuned that pulley back out. Plus, Doug gives me a pretty good bit of advice anyway. Like I said, I talk to him a lot. But anyway, Remember, guys, adventures are out there everywhere. And I did say this on Facebook. I do say that there's adventures out there everywhere. You just have to find them. But this is not the way to find an adventure by letting your vehicle fall off the jack stands. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys learned something. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.